Hey there, Boots Owen here. This is a Candy heat pump tumble dryer. It's in really good condition, except for one thing. If we go in here, the drum is completely burst in two places and it'll just about turn. So I'm going to take the top off. I'm going to try and get the drum out, or at least have a look at what's wrong with it and see if it could be repaired. So looking inside, it may not be as bad as I thought. It's got some really dodgy cracks on this rim, and somebody's tried to repair it with chemical metal, but when they've done that, I presume it's chemical metal, it's some kind of filler. When they've done that, they've created a huge hump that the machine can't overcome. Oh, that sounds awful. It's getting stuck there. Let's go this way. So there's a bit more sauce there, another big lump there. So I'm going to have to take the front off, I think. I'm either going to have to take the front off or the back. The back is one piece as a horseshoe. The front is one piece, so I'll start with the front. It looks to be quite simple on the old electricals. A very small mains interference suppressor. There's a tiny bit of dust in it, but not much for a tumble dryer. I wonder what happened to make it crack like that. I'll give it a bit of a vacuum and we'll keep going. It snaps all the way around in here. So it has these little plastic clips that you have to snap off, like this fellow here. One in the center and one over here, but this one over here is completely stoved in as well. It's quite a bizarre machine. So that needs to be opened up with a screwdriver, I guess. How would that even happen? I don't think it's from the machine being dropped. There you go. The metal there is all bent, but somehow the plastic went in nonetheless. So it looks like the front will unscrew and lift off, perhaps. So the screws are out around there. Does that help? Loose now, apart from this rubber seal, which may be tricky. Nope, that's it. We're careful, okay. Very small one. Where does that get me? Okay, door interlock. I have a feeling that if there's a bearing in here, it'll have a circlip on it, so I need to get this back cover off as well. Well, that is remarkably clean, almost spotless. No, the bearing doesn't seem to be visible there. Okay. This machine is so clean, it kind of beggars belief as to what went wrong. My suspicion is that it came from a rented house, and the people who were using it were somewhat inept and didn't clean the filter down below, because that was quite well gummed up. Heat pump dryers are not as fast as normal inverted commas dryers, so they might have gotten fed up with it very quickly, which is, you know, understandable if you don't know what you're dealing with. It's not an excuse, but it just is what it is. I think it should lift up and then rock out. That's it, yeah. Up. Okay. It's one of the rollers, the ball bearings, it's okay. This one has got a load of putty attached to it, which doesn't help, I'm sure. So I think to get the drum out, I need to take the bearing plate, which is probably these 5 screws. Then the drum should be loose. Let's held on a bit with a gasket or something. So it's very hard to know here. There's bits of flaked off metal. There's a running crack in here. What that would have happened from, I really don't know. But this big lump of chemical metal doesn't help. That might be the end of that. Got a flake of metal there hanging out and a bit of stuff. And some kind of spray, like overspray from the chemical metal. It's almost like they put it in and then rolled it before it was dry. This bit here, yeah, not great. There's a running crack. It looks like these correspond to the distance between the two rollers. We can have a look. So let's say there and there. Yeah, they're exactly the distance. They're exactly the distance where the two rollers are. The rollers feel okay. The rubber backing on one of them has fallen off, but that's not a big deal. The thing's running smoothly. The other one has a big lump of chemical metal on it, which won't help. I think I have a spare set of these somewhere in my supplies. The inside also would need to be repaired because the laundry would snag in it. So looking at it on the inside there, they've put a big gob of chemical metal over it, but they've not solved the problem, which is this big fat creased off piece of metal. Like, that's sitting 5 mil higher than the bit beneath it. Burst inwards. This one over here is not so bad. You need to get in there, grind out the outside, and then maybe put a patch over it that you could blend in somehow. Or put a ring the whole way around the outside of something like pallet banding and bond it on. I don't know. It's a bit of a crazy move, isn't it? A bit of pallet banding, if you had some stainless strapping or something like that, that might smooth it over. But how do you do it without having the crease on it? I don't know. I think this is going to be the end of this video. As an autopsy, it is what it is. It's a strange one, really. I don't know how that would have happened. The metal's fractured and then burst. I suspected initially that someone didn't clean that filter down there because it was really dirty. They didn't clean that, it didn't work. Then they got angry and like stomped on it internally somehow, and then it pushed through here. But the cracking, this pattern of cracking here, it's a warranty defect, I would say. I don't really know. Like, I don't have the warranty for this machine. But I can always call Candy and see what they say. But they'll want an engineer to fix it, you see, I imagine. And then finally, I did price up a new drum. If I buy it from a spares website, it'll be £118. And a tumble dryer to me is not worth £118. And a heat pump tumble dryer is also still not worth £118. 118 is too much. And I think it's too new to have many of them on eBay. I think from the date, it's 2020. So it's just too new. It's a shame because I'm able typically to fix mechanical problems like this. But this is something that is a critical part of the infrastructure. Why they thought bunging a bit of old chemical metal into it like that would do anything for it, I don't know. But if you could build up a little layer, it might do it. Grind off that. This one's not as bad, but it is a running crack. And the risk with cracks is they just keep propagating. Okay, Candy. There we are. Questions or comments, observations, or what you think, please stick them below. Thanks for watching. See you later.